Leaves are falling down. I got these leaves. Things like this never stay attached. Oh, also I was going to. Oh, hold on. Bling up what I'm wearing, but I don't know how menswear accessories work. I got a little clip and some gold button cufflinks. Any excuse to dress up. Speaking of dressing up, I want to tell you about one of my favorite events of the year. The Balingup Medieval Carnival is something that I have been going to since I was tiny. Like, some of my first memories are of this event, and I've never really been sure what to call the event because I feel like the best words I can use for it are RenFaire. And I never really knew if that worked. Like, Ren fairs are something I hear about as an American thing, and being in Australia, I'm like, is the thing technically a Ren fair? I don't know. But I looked it up. The definition for a Ren fair is an outdoor gathering that aims to recreate a historical setting, most often the English Renaissance. And this sure does try to recreate a historical setting. It's a medieval carnival. But also, people wear elf ears and mushroom hats. So, you know, how medieval is it really? Well, I have to dress medieval for it because I work there. Or at least, I have for a number of years. On a slightly sadder note, I haven't been able to go for the past few years because of the whole global situation that happened. And so this was my first year going back to a place that felt like home in a long time. And it was really good to be back. As a lot of you know, I think I've been dreaming about being a YouTuber for as long as I can remember. And given that I've been going to this event for as long as I can remember, I have always wanted to make a vlog of it. I want to share my love of Balingup Medieval Carnival with the whole internet and all of my friends. So I finally figured out a way to bring you with me. Balingup Medieval Carnival, as with a lot of Ren fairs, is an event where people come dressed up in all sorts of wonderful, fantastical outfits. And there are merchants selling handmade crafts, fantasy sort of accoutrements, little knickknacks, and there are fighting groups that fight in the arena, the audience cheering them on and picking a favorite. We've got so many different fighting groups.
But now's the time in a show where I put the fates of our fighters in your incompetent hands. And what is Jingle Bells going to fight with? Nothing but his razor-sharp wit will Jingle Bells fight with today. Harsh audience, the lot of yous. And what is Decimus going to fight with? Just a shield. The audience members do know that we're sword fighters, right? All right, you looked really keen. Pick a fighter. Morgana! And what pranks hell will Morgana fight with? Two swords! Stacking them decks. You guys really like to be cruel to my fighters, you know that? I mean, I like to be cruel to my fighters, but that's different. They're my toys. All right, ladies and gentlemen, who's going to take the day? Will it be the dreaded, dreadful mop-head Decimus? Will it be Mr. Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree, Jingle Bell Rock? Or will it be the silent but deadly Morgana? Morgana has quite the following today. Lion! Decimus, this is not the way he likes to be double-teamed. Hang on. What are you following me for? You're following her. Well done, Morgana.
While a lot of the fighting groups have their own fighters that practice a lot and use, like, metal tools. We do something a little different. As I said, I work at the fair. I do sword fighting activities with the children. We give them foam swords as opposed to metal swords, and we let them duke it out. The children at these events love sword fighting. You know, the merchants, the vendors, they sell foam swords, like LARP swords, really good, like, anime recreations. Sometimes they also just sell wood swords. And you always see the kids running around the fair fighting each other. There's this big statue of a dragon in, like, the middle of this clearing around the food and the dragon stage and where our little tent is set up. When the arena is occupied, when the arena is empty, the children are in the arena. When the arena is occupied, the children fight around the dragon, and it's so cute. And this year I was absolutely delighted to see children using just, like, sticks that they found in the wood to join in with the sword fighting. Like, I love that they found a way to participate in that game without having to spend money on it. I loved the accessibility there. And I love that at the start of the weekend, the children are running wild with the swords. And after we run our sword fighting activity for a while, you can hear the kids playing, using our rule set and correcting people like, no, you can't attack from behind, or I hit you in the leg, you have to go down on your knees now. That's the rule set we play with to be safe. Seeing the kids go from anything goes to, no, this is how we have to play safely is just one of my favorite things. I love it so much. I love watching children play. It's so good. This one's come out. No, my cufflinks come out. Excuse me? You're actually supposed to be in the bottom. Okay, I fixed it. I'm shiny again. So there's people fighting in the arena. There's merchants selling their goods. There's people cooking food. The big event of Balingup Medieval Carnival is the burning of the dragon. As I said, there is a dragon statue central to everything. This event runs from Saturday morning to midday through Sunday. Saturday night, there is crowds gathered all around the dragon. The sun sets and the bands play. Fire performers come out. Grand performance of skill and might, and most importantly, fire. Bonfire. They light the dragon, and as it burns, everyone rushes in and dances around it. Fire performance used to be off in a little corner, and it's this big event now. It went from 100 people watching it to there were 12,500 people who came to the event on Saturday. I don't know if they were all there for the burning of the dragon, but if you can tell the burning of the dragon is important to me, here's why. Those fire performers, they're my group. They're the people I come with.
Getting the lead lights nice and fast. Why did I get so many lead lights? I guess I had to go all the way around back.
And this year was my first year getting to perform with them, instead of sitting off to the side with a wet towel, making sure that nobody sets themselves on fire when they shouldn't. Only allowed to set yourself on fire if it was scripted. This is my job. I am the safety. I make sure that you don't set yourself on fire. This year, We actually had the fireys come as well. Now, I don't know if fireys is an Australianism. It probably is. That's like the fire department. Firefighters, those are the fireys. So there was also like, actual firefighters there watching and being like, yep, yeah, you guys are doing a great job. We don't need to do anything. And that was cool. They actually put out the bonfire at the end of the night instead of us just letting it run down, which was really interesting. I've never seen firefighters put out a fire like firsthand before, and I don't know if it's just that I'm with the fire crew, but I found that fascinating. I got to participate in the actual fire show this year. I had so much fun doing it. I had an injured wrist, so I wasn't able to actually twirl, but I was able to participate. And I got to have a giant dragon head that breathed fire, which was so cool, and hearing the audience reaction when it breathed fire was so good. Like, everyone gasped with such awe and excitement as soon as the fire shot into the sky from the dragon head. That was one of the things we did. Two of the things we did sword fighting with the children, like we always do. The kids love us. We didn't do as much of that this year as we often do because we were so busy. The other thing we did is fairly new. The last time we went to the fair, we performed street theater. Had a little play, the abridged comedic version of Shakespeare's Macbeth. And that was really good. I didn't expect it to go so well. It went really well, and the event organizers got dragged over by someone. They were like, Pantera is doing Macbeth and you need to see it. And the event organizer was like, I don't know, I'm a bit busy. And they're like, no. You deserve to sit down. 5 minutes. Go watch at least some of Macbeth. So they asked us to do that on stage this year.
Ladies, gentles, I bring you a play of most royal pursuit, Macbeth, the story of the Scottish king. There'll be fighting and chasing and torture and fencing and giants and magic and deaths and true love.
How long is this going to take?
2 hours and 24 minutes.
Right, okay.
Hey.
Well, the schedule says that we have 10 minutes.
What? That's going to be an error. No. What about the fighting between Montague and Capriel?
9 minutes.
9. We'll have to skip a few bits. I didn't get what you want me to do.
I want you to do what you said you'd do and how to do it.
Who do?
You do.
Do what? Look. Tell me what you want. Tell me what you really want.
I'll tell you what I really want. I want you to make me the queen.
Aye, but how?
Married to the king.
Merida? What, that brave red-headed girl with the bow?
No, Merida. Murder.
Now, I may look like a theater person. I was not a theater person. I have not actually performed on stage in front of an audience before. Yeah, I've been on fire in front of thousands of people. I mean, I haven't been on fire. I've been holding fire. I've been using fire in front of thousands of people. That is different. I don't need to talk. They're not looking at me. They're looking at the fire. If I forget to make a face as I'm walking around. Woo, flames everywhere. Nobody knows it's dark. They're not looking at me, they're looking at the fire. I played 3 different characters and there were quick changes.
The king has been mad at that.
Whoa! Alas! Alas, King Duncan! I did well!
Wrong bloody play.
Oh, that's not how you do Shakespeare!
Is it known who did this more than bloody deed?
Round about the cauldron go, in the poisoned entrails throw.
You know what comes next, right?
Double,
Double,
double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble.
Let every soldier cut down a branch and then hold them up in front of themselves. That way, we will confuse our enemy and make our numbers seem wrong.
Do what now?
Look. It's very, very simple. Get me a shrubbery.
Me!
But why?
Look, okay. Tell you what, I'll demonstrate. Right, see me now.
I really can't.
No. How about now? See?
Oh, camouflage, a brilliant idea. It shall be done.
Yeah. Move it a bit, Bill. Good.
Yeah.
All right.
Wherefore was that awful sound?
Queen Lady Macbeth is dead.
Some of the people with the hard lines to memorize are incredibly dyslexic. Luckily, they're really good at improv.
I'll do my best. I will lay before me my warlike shield. Stand ready, Macduff. Lay on! And just behave.
Wait. Look, have you finished your bad guy monologue?
Bad guy? Am I the baddie?
Oh, no. I'm too sorry. We've got short time, so this is it.
Go! Wait! That's not fair! That's cheap! Come back! Come back! I ain't in dead yet!
Yes, you are. We're out of time.
Oh. Yes, the time!
And I want to give a massive thank you to the sound technicians at Balingup Medieval Carnival this year. Having like actual speaker systems and a microphone was so good. And on the second day, when we just did a fire performance last night and we're yelling over Wasamba, the drumming group, we had lost our voice. We had 2 stage performances and none of us had much of a voice, as we're whispering into it like this is as much voice as I have right now, so that it sounded like we were talking like this over the speakers. Incredible, absolutely incredible. It improved the quality of life performance-wise so much, and Macbeth went really well. I am always surprised when there's actually people watching performances, because some part of me is so cynical when it comes to like performing at a festival. It's like, oh yeah, people will enjoy the sound as they pass by, but no one's gonna like sit down and watch a whole play. And then they did. And our spies, our sources from the audience tell us that people were going, oh, that's a reference to this thing, and that's a reference to this thing, and oh, haha, that's really funny because of and like analyzing our play as we were doing it. And we had some people come up to us afterwards and like give us an analysis of our humor, which is incredible because, as I said, this is the 15 minutes abridged comedic version of Shakespeare's tragedy of Macbeth. And we're nerds, so there were references to Star Wars, Monty Python, several other Shakespeare plays, everything. There were non-stop references. There were references to the point where there was a recurring bit of going, wrong play, which was my job. I got to be the narrator and say, get on with it, and no, we don't have enough time for that. Get off stage. I know that sometimes I talk about my issues with food on my channel. One of the really great things to me about Balingup Medieval Carnival is that I can buy all of my food on site. breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Breakfast is a little bit hard because, the stores are still setting up in the morning. So I did end up eating breakfast at around 9:30, 10 a.m. when I got up at 7:30 in the morning, because I wanted French crepe and or Viking waffles instead of, like, cereal. And it was so worth it. It was totally worth it. The Viking waffles betrayed me on the first day, and they didn't open until like midday, but the crepes were amazing. And then I had Viking waffles for dinner after the performance. I had waffles for dinner, and they were delicious, and they were so satisfying. And any Americans that I've talked to about how Australia has sad, flat waffles, this is what I mean. This is what our waffles are like. We don't have the thick, fluffy waffles. This is what our waffles are like, but they are delicious. I love them. They were my saviors after the fire performance. Even if they did betray me that morning, they redeemed themselves. On another personal note, the note of a kid who grew up in circus groups and medieval groups for their entire childhood, who's attended this event pretty much their entire life. Okay, so there's a king and queen of the event, a little fantasy, medieval, royalty, take photos with them. Oh, they're the ones who are like, and we're going to burn the dragon now. And there's a parade, and I know them. I've known them for years. I've grown up with them. I have sung songs around the campfire with these people.
Welcome to Balingup 2023, ladies and gentlemen! Now I know the burning of the dragon went well, seeing as the corpse was right there. We've seen firelight up in flames for another year. Who else is dusty after the celebrations? Can I get a...
Not me, no, not at all.
There's now, can I get a rousing and an amazing applause for the Balingup Medieval Council? Oh! For amazing performance today again. Whoa! I cannot express enough how amazing the atmosphere is around here every year. And this year has been big, to say the least. No words can actually describe how amazing this carnival has become. And we're going to keep on doing it every year, bigger and better! I pass you to my queen to speak the closing words so I can go to bed.
As they were giving a speech about all of the work that went into this fair and all of the different groups that have come together, and they're tearing up and getting emotional.
Last night we actually had a bit of a historical moment surrounding the dragon. We had every member, well not every member, but someone of every fighting team surrounding the dragon in harmony, and it was just the most touching thing to see. And it means so much to both of us. I'm getting emotional. It means a lot to everyone in the medical community to see such harmony and happiness in this carnival.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
So we want you all to just have an incredible time today, like we have. It's our first raining year, and hopefully we'll have many more rainy years at Balingup Carnival. And we would love to see you again next year for a bigger and even better, if it can be possible, carnival for 2024.
I was right there with them. I was standing right next to them in the audience, and I'm like crying because yeah, I know people from all of these groups. I've grown up in this environment, and friends of mine are on stage wearing crowns in front of an audience of thousands who have laughed with us and cheered us on, and who have come together to make such an amazing event.
Warriors, Present arms! Raise your sword! Salute! Stand back and say!
On the way home, we were talking about how it was ridiculously satisfying. It was such a good feeling to walk away from this fair, even though we had worked ourselves so hard. And we're like, why? Why does it feel so good? One of my family members said, on one hand, I'm exhausted, and I feel like I didn't even do that much. On the other hand, there were 400, 500 people whose day I made better, who smiled because of something I did. My dad just pipes up 12,500. There were 12,500 people there that first day. The estimate of 400, 500, you were really underselling yourself. You're underestimating. There were 12,500 people there. And maybe not every one of them smiled because of you. Maybe not every one of them saw any one of our several performances. But probably half of them did. I've tried to show people footage of the crowds around the dragon waiting for the burning of the dragon to begin, waiting for our fire performance. I feel like I can't capture the sheer amount of crowds without a drone. There are thousands of people there. The previous time we performed, someone tried to climb the roof of a nearby building so that they could get a better vantage point. They were told off for doing this. This year, there were a group of people who climbed the trees because the audience was pressed all the way up into the tree line. They did not get told off for climbing the trees, so more people climbed the trees. For years and years now, people have claimed their seats for the 6-7 p.m. performance at 11 a.m., and that's mind-blowing to me. I've wanted to be an entertainer for as long as I remember, and a lot of that translates to YouTube, to streaming. This is the important side of my life that I don't get to show online often. For pretty much as long as I've wanted to do YouTube. Not quite as long as I've wanted to do YouTube, but less than that. I've been performing at fairs. Yeah, this was my first year on stage with a microphone, doing a play. I've run children's sword fighting activities and helped fire performances. Balingup Medieval Carnivale means so much to me. It is a piece of my childhood. It is a place that feels like home. A place that feels like everything home should be. It's like walking into a fairy tale, and I love it so much. I'm finally able to show you a fraction of one of my favorite things. So, if you ever find yourself able to come to this little remote Australian town the right time of year, I highly recommend that you go to Balingup Medieval Carnivale. I'll probably be there, and even if you can't find me in the crowds, keep your eye out for the fire performance. With any luck, I'll still be doing this in another 10 years.